Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So today I'm going to be doing a video per recommendation from one of you guys, and I'm so happy to do it. I've been thinking about doing it too. I just didn't know exactly how I wanted to do it and what I wanted to include, but you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. Let's just go for it. Some of the things that I have learned, the changes I have seen, mental, physical, economical, everything when it comes to being vegan. I have a long way to go. That is a big disclaimer right there. As you know, Nate and I, my husband, if you are new here, have been eating this way since February of 2016, this year. And we have not been 100% perfect though, so I don't want to put it out there that we have never cheated or ate something non-vegan when in fact we have, but I would definitely say 90% plus has been vegan. Just kind of throwing that out there that I'm not perfect and I still have ways to go. Especially in the beginning too. It was such a learning curve of just like, oh yeah, we're eating vegan. Oh shit, that has dairy in it. You didn't even know, you know, you almost think as long as you're not eating meat, it's vegan, and that's just not the case. But it's such a learning process, and I feel like that's okay. And as long as you just keep learning, and you can't really go wrong, because that's the whole point. It's about trying to be better and do better. It's like, you know better, you do better. Yeah, but I want to talk about so far in this like 9 months it's been, the physical changes I have felt, the mental changes I have felt, and some of it isn't always good. It's true. But the majority of it is, and you can't really deny that. So I even made a list here too of just points, real quick points, so I just don't forget things that I want to include. So let's start with physical changes, because I do think that that's what most people, I could be wrong, but most people want to know off the bat. And I get it, we're human, we're kind of selfish with, you know, what can it do for me? I get it. I do. And you know, to be completely honest, when we first started this journey, it was about ourselves. It was about our health. And I don't think that that's wrong. But after you dive into it a little bit more, you really do figure out that there's so much more to it. And you know, some people will say, well, you should definitely do it for the animals. You should definitely do it for the environment and not yourself as your primary motivation. I think that's fine too. Like if you are someone that is motivated because of doing it for cruelty-free reasons or environment reasons, power to you. But I also do think that if you are someone who starts with it being for health reasons, that's okay too. And it'll probably grow into more as you go, as it has for us. And I say us too, again, my husband too. So first things I'm going to talk about are the physical changes. Again, pros and cons. So again, it's been about 9 months, and I talked about some of this stuff, of course, already with you guys as I've gone, like on vlogs and stuff, but still, just to put it out there for you. So number one, I am almost 100% sure, but I can't be 100% sure because I truly have not been formally diagnosed by a doctor, but I don't see where they could say, no, you don't have it. I don't know, because there's really like not one symptom that I did not have with it, and that is PCOS, and that is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And there is a lot of like symptoms of that, but primarily is irregular period. And that for me was really kind of what goes, I have this. There's no way I don't have this, because I was someone that was getting maybe 2 periods a year, and when I did, they would last nearly a month. And it was awful. It was awful. And it's not normal. It's not right. And I had been struggling with that for about 5 years. Another big thing with that is acne, which again, so many people suffer from acne, but I was getting really bad cystic acne too, like really bad, really painful. And if you go back on a lot of my videos and vlogs, especially videos without makeup, you'll see, and you can see such a difference now. I mean, I know I'm wearing some makeup now, but like my neck area specifically was terrible, and it's so different now. I still get some breakouts here and there, but I don't get any cystic anymore. It's kind of insane. I really don't. And I kind of attribute that to probably dairy majority, but not necessarily too, because meat can be so pumped with hormones and stuff, which again is a factor in your skin. So anyway, that was another thing, and that has completely like changed for me like crazy. But with the PCOS and with the having irregular periods, when we went vegan in February, for the first 3 months, not much had changed as far as that went. I didn't have a period at all. My last one was actually from December of 2015. I have it like written down. I have an app for it. 3 months later, I got a period. It was more normal, I would say, but it still did go a little long, but it kind of makes sense because I hadn't had one since December, and now we're like in May. And so that was, you know, kind of like, oh, okay, let's just see what happens here. And I remember it not being nearly as bad as what I would be used to. That ended. The next month, I got it on the exact 30th day, like a normal woman. And I went, what? Now, and it was normal, and it lasted a week, and I was just blown away. I really was. I'm like, it's a fluke. It's happened since. It has happened since. So now I'm on like month 5, and I have not missed it at all. It's insane to me, and I just don't know what else it could be. I can't say without a shadow of a doubt that that is what it is, but how can you kind of not say it too, right? It's just insane. The con with it, I will say though, is my day 1 of my period, which I hear is very normal too for a lot of people. I'm pretty much in bed all day. I have to be honest. My energy is so low, and the cramps are insane. They're not crippling, but they're also not good. So that kind of sucks, it does, but I think it's also more on the normal side. And I'm sure there's things I can do now going forward, like to help with that and stuff too. But it's just, for me right now, I'm just like, I'm normal. It's kind of crazy. It really is. On that note too, so when you have a period, you also have ovulation, right? That happens a few weeks before your period. Well, before I really wasn't having that, and it was so sporadic. It was so all over the place. Now I know when I am. I can feel it. It is insane. Like I'm so much more in tuned with my body now, and it's just so crazy, and I have to give it to that. That's one of the biggest physical changes for sure. Next one is skin. That took about 6 months though. 6 months in, and I feel like up until that point, it wasn't so much worse really, but it was not really changing a whole lot to me. And then month 6 hit, and I was like, wow, like it's so flat. It's so, I'm not getting really any new breakouts that are bad ones, like just a few here and there, and I still do, but nothing crazy like before. Now, just side note, if you are new here, I'm also on Proactive Plus, but I have actually been on that now for months, like almost a year actually, almost. So a couple breaks here and there with it. But so, I mean, there is also that to say that's attributing to it. But I'm just saying again, I was doing that for 6 months already, and it wasn't this substantial change until that 6-month mark of being vegan. I don't know. So I just would tell people, be patient, because it's just going to take time for your body to truly detox. And I've heard that. I don't know if it's completely true, but I have heard that it takes about 6 months, even up to like 10 months or something, to get animal products truly out of your system. And I'm like, ew, it's kind of gross when you think about it, right? Like, why is it staying in there? So that's a huge one. And I'm sure a lot of you, again, can really like see the difference in my skin these last few months. Another physical change is sleep. My sleep pattern has improved so much. And I was just telling a friend this too recently. I was like, sometimes it's like we don't even know we're sleeping bad until we have good sleep. And I just feel like I am sleeping so much better. And more rested even. When I do wake up in the morning, I'm rested, and it's just, again, I have to put it to that my body is clean. But I will say, when I eat even vegan but badly and fried food and still not really good for you, I do kind of revert back to when I ate animal products, of just that feeling of like, ooh, it just doesn't feel good. So sleep for sure has definitely improved. Now, I believe that my health overall has improved. I really do believe that. However, I have been on a constant up and down with my weight. And that has been a little disappointing, because I know a lot of the times you hear that you can eat plant-based or vegan and you're going to just drop a ton of weight. And I believe that. I do. I really do. Even though that has not been the case for me. I feel like I'm still kind of just learning about all the different things that I can have and how to make certain foods, and even copycat foods, of trying to create something that was like a favorite meat or animal dish before, and instead of just really keeping it simple by eating a lot more just greens and mono meals, meaning just like one item for a meal. To me, I've always been ingrained with, you have to have this and this and this, and like 4 things on your plate, 4 different things on your plate to be considered a meal. Point is, I think that's just more of my mental, where I've been all my life with how you eat. And so it's just been a struggle for me to like keep it very simple, but I am getting better with it, and I'm okay with that now. And I sometimes will still maybe do like 3 things or 4 things on my plate, but they're all whole food. It's a salad, it's grilled vegetables, it's all kind of almost one of the same, but just laid out differently even. So it's definitely just a working progress though for me, and maybe not as fast for me as other people. That's just what it's been in my experience. I'm not giving up, as much as there's been times where I'm like, well, screw it, it's not working, and I'm gaining weight, and that's the truth, But I also can look at the situation that I'm in and look at my diet and know there's so many things that I could still improve, and I still feel that my health overall is still better. I'll have maybe more of like update videos on that as I go, as far as, what I'm finding is not working for me, what is working for me, strictly when it comes to weight loss and dieting like that. I think too, people just think I can just go vegan and that'll happen. No, I think sometimes you still almost have to diet, but also diet on a vegan lifestyle. And I think that's where I was kind of wrong before, of just thinking I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to watch my calories, because you always hear that you don't have to. And I think that could probably be true if you truly stuck to truly plant-based whole foods for everything you ate. That's probably true. But if you do start using a lot of the substitutions out there that are vegan friendly, it's a different thing. It just is. But anyway, I'll probably get into something a little bit more in depth on that and what I've learned maybe later. So let's move on to the mental side of it. And again, I think there's pros and cons to each thing, physically, mentally, and all that. I really do. But I will say, on a mental side of it all, it's truly amazing how much more compassion you have. Just by changing the way you eat, you have more compassion. And because you really are seeing the bigger picture of what you're doing for the world and what you're doing for the animals, and how you are not contributing to that industry. When you see a lot of those documentaries out there, they're really hard to unsee. They really, really are. And we can look at that now and know that we're doing our best to not contribute to that. And it's really, really cool. It really is. Sometimes there is still the struggle and the disconnect of, you'll see commercials for stuff will still come on TV and we'll go, oh, that looks good, and it's this big burger. And you're like, wait a minute, why does that look good? Because companies know what they're doing, and that's what it is, But it passes. It's more now of a joke of why do we think that was good? Why? But it's just so crazy. It's like you're You're tested daily. You're tested hourly, at least for someone who's still fairly new to this lifestyle. That's how I feel. It's just always around. And where we live, I mean, all four corners, right? Like there's just fast food everywhere. And it just becomes so hard sometimes to stay a certain way. You know, I'm not really one to really care what other people think or do things because other people are doing them. I mean, we all do to an extent, but not really. It's never been really me. But there are times where you just kind of wish, God, I wish I was just like everyone else. And you sometimes will watch other people and you're just like, God, I wish I didn't have to give a damn. Or, you know, or I wish I could eat that. That looks good. And that's simple. And I'm normal. I see a lot of people say how they just wish they didn't feel so different than everyone else. And for me, I get it. Sometimes it would be so nice, right? To be able to just eat like everyone else and not have to worry about it and go to a party and, oh, sure, plate me up, no big deal. Sure, it would be. But then you also kind of have the flip side of eat like you care. Actually eat like you care. You know, you take pride in eating a certain way and being different. That's actually part of the pro. So many people, including ourselves prior to this, just ate it because it was there. We didn't give it a thought. We didn't give a thought to what we were actually putting in our bodies, whether it was even animal products or not. Think about it. Just processed food, just crap because it looks good, and we would just eat it. We would just eat it. And then what happens? Usually you start acquiring health problems over time or weight issues over time. Here we are. You know, I mean, that's what it was for us too. And it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't. But you just kind of keep doing the same things. That's the result you're going to get. And now we are so aware of what we are putting into our bodies, at least as much as we can be, and we are reaping the benefits from it. And by being different, it's like you actually take pride in eating differently than everyone else. Even though the goal is to get everyone to do this, but you know, so you kind of just have to kind of have that disconnect though of you're not like everyone else, and that's okay. You know, you have to look at it this way too. Sometimes you may look at someone's plate and wish you could have it, or it would be, that looks really good. What if those people are looking at your plate and thinking the same thing of, I should probably eat that too, or that actually looks really good, and they find out it's vegan. Oh, I can do this. You have to look at it that way too, of people might be actually looking up to you more than you think. Even though they may not jump on fully, they're watching. People are watching what you do, just like you watch them back, you know? I feel like I have a lot more clarity, and I feel like my attention span is better. I mean, I still have my days, I certainly do, but overall, I just feel just clearer. I hope that makes sense, but you do. You just feel clearer and just more in tune with what's going on around you. And again, I think that's from eating this way. I really do. On the economical side of it all, you know, is it cheaper? Is it more money? It's it's kind of both, because I think it could actually be cheaper, 100%, if you were to take out, because think about it, you know, dairy and meat is so expensive and we're not buying that, so it should be cheaper. But if you are buying a lot of the fake out things like the fake cheeses and the fake meats and stuff, you're kind of in the same place as if you were just eating meat, you know, as far as the money goes. So it just depends what kind of vegan you are, I think. But I do think if you truly were to stick to truly just plant-based fruits and vegetables is like 90% of what your intake is, then it would definitely be cheaper. Although it is a lot of stuff. It is. It is. But it's cheaper things. I'm still working on that. I definitely am. But I will say it's typically cheaper eating out. If you do go to a restaurant, ordering vegetarian or vegan friendly is usually cheaper. So that's kind of cool. I feel like this might have been a little all over the place. I hope it was okay and easy to follow for you guys. I hope it was enlightening a little bit to what this experience can be like, and it's majority great. And this is a lifestyle that I don't see my husband and myself really veering from ever. Again, are we gonna beat ourselves up if we are not perfect 100% of the way? No, I'm not. But I'm also just gonna have the intent to one day be no brainer, 100%, easy peasy, done and done. But I'm still very new at this, I feel. So I think we're doing good. I think we are still learning, and I think that's great, and we'll continue to do that, and I will continue to update you as we go. I love sharing with you guys my vegan recipes I come up with. It's very simple recipes, which I think is great, just for everyday, quick and easy. I love sharing my hauls with you guys, just to give you guys ideas of what kinds of things you can and can't have. Love doing the vegan empties, just giving you reviews on products out there, and I know you guys love those too. This is good. We have a good thing going here. For those of you who are vegan eaters already, I would love to hear from you and to share with everyone else what are the main things when it comes to physical changes, mental changes for you that you have experienced, and how long have you been eating vegan? I would love to know that, so please leave that in the comments. And for those of you who are not vegan, you're still welcomed here, 100%. Let me know in the comments, is it something that you would consider doing possibly, or even just trying out for a little bit? You never know, you might love it too. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Anyway guys, if you have not already, please give this video a thumbs up. I don't know what that is, but I kind of like it. And please subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys very, very soon.